Beautiful night, beautiful light, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. I'm your hostess coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. I go by Melinda NailFanatic, and we are here to do this latest free, timeless, general, channeled tarot message from the Tarot in the Shadows series. So, if you're here, there's definitely something here for you, and there's a reason and a purpose for all of that. If it resonates, pick it up and run with it. If it doesn't, leave it where you found it. You have questions, I have answers. You can find those here on YouTube in the description box below the video. All the facts are there. You can also go to my website for personal readings and services and goods and for more information. So, thank you for the growth on the channel. Thank you for sharing this information with somebody who you know needs it. And with all that being said and done, after these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. All right, so we're going to pull from the postcards from Spirit. It'll be the last message we read, but the first card we pull. So there it is, the Tarot in the Shadows message tonight. And let's see what's going on here in this experience from the dedications first. They said the dedications first. So the dedications is my handmade custom deck of music. So let's see what we have as the dedication for tonight's Tarot in the Shadows session. It's a song from Jimmy Maestro and the Crests. It says, happy birthday, baby, oh, I love you so. 16 candles make a lovely light, but not as bright as your eyes tonight. Blow out the candles, make a wish come true, for I'll be wishing that you love me too. Okay, so there's a couple things here. I've got coming of age. There's some sort of coming of age ceremony, some sort of initiation ceremony. Your sweet 16 is like such a significant birthday when you're turning 16. Oh my goodness. So there's that. Somebody can see a spark in your eyes. If somebody really sees a spark in your eyes. Interesting. The universe is asking you as well to make a wish. It's reminding me of a card from the Download Oracle that talks about if you don't make a wish, you don't know if it'll come true. I mean, excuse me, we didn't say that correctly. What we meant to say was you never know which wishes will come true, but you got to make one or there will be none made that could come true. Okay. So the other thing is somebody here is wishing that you will love them. So we'll find out how it applies. We'll find out what's going on as we move deeper through this message. I've pulled the general energy from the Akashic Tarot. So let's see the overall experience here. We have the Scribe coming through. It is Major Arcana 12 from the Akashic Tarot, which in the traditional Tarot is the Hangman. The Hangman energy has to do with things from another perspective. It has to do with a waiting period that equates to learning time. It's a study period, a period for enlightenment, for new revelation, for new information. Okay. So let's see what the book has to say about the Scribe. Before I do that, let me just look at this image a little bit. Okay, I see 3 people at the table. I see scrolls on the floor. Everybody's got their course study, writing things down. I see feather pens. Okay. And this guy is standing at a podium. The one that's standing up, he's standing at a podium looking very official. So let's see what we have from the book about the Scribe upright. The learned scribe writes at a high desk. Nearby are a number of other working scribes. In some ancient societies, scribes were simply copiers of holy texts. But in many, they were the most learned men of their time. People well-versed in law, scripture, philosophy, history, and more. This card indicates a great upsweep in mind and study for you. If there is any subject with which you'd like to acquaint or reacquaint yourself, do so. It's not just for the sake of study, although that's always a good thing. This period of higher mind and higher learning is nothing less than a change your life or even a change the world opportunity. Just as the Wright brothers began by studying the flight patterns of birds, you can rise up on the wings of discovery now. There may be a teacher or even an entire school that can help you with this upliftment. Be sure to seek out the right person or place of learning. You can also become a writer or teacher yourself at this time, elevating and contributing to others. If you're involved in any legal matters, there is a person who can help you with this. Let your great vision guide you to him or her. This could also be a time when you find yourself writing proposals, grants, essays, blogs, articles, or books. Notice what compels you and be sure to answer the call. The reversed energy here says you may be ignoring opportunities for higher learning or uplifting discovery, studies that can take you far above where you find yourself today. Or you may have been asked to lead a group or share your gifts in some way, and you haven't responded. In a personal matter, you could be closing your mind to new and broader thought, which limits you from dealing with that issue successfully. Stop holding yourself back. There is more for you, much more. If you assume the mantle of higher intellect every moment, open your mind and keep opening it. Know that this is much more than just positive thinking. It's power thinking. During this time, writing projects you wish to pursue may seem thwarted. Let yourself step back and take some time. Other opportunities for such submissions will be coming. If you're involved in a legal situation, be sure to find the right person to help you, as you may be meeting lawyers or professionals who present themselves falsely. Investigate thoroughly and use your intuition so you don't get misled. If you're diligent, you can find the right counsel. Okay. So interesting. I'm really feeling the resonance with the upright reading personally. Hopefully, you are too. If that's true, that would mean that you've taken on a calling on your soul to get involved in higher levels of education that have huge impact. Huge impact. So we'll see what's coming out. Let's look at the conscious and the subconscious using the psychic tarot from the heart. One card for the position of the conscious mind, please. What's going on in the conscious mind? There we go. Now one card for the position of the, thank you, unconscious mind. The bottom of the deck, we have just breathe. Just breathe. Now just breathe is the Four of Swords energy in the traditional tarot. And we see in this image, this lady is touching spirit. And if you look at it, you can see it like if it's her higher self, or is that her spirit guide? Is that her mother? Is that her angel? Oh, thank you for your love donation. Georgina sent us 10 Australian dollars. So thankful and grateful. Okay. So this card with the traditional tarot, the spirit showed me a divination meaning of this card a long time ago, and they said it's time to chill and heal. That the Four of Swords was the chill and heal card. So ever since then, I've told you it's time to chill and heal. Okay, but in this, there's also, especially in this deck, the energy of meditation, of communing with the divine. So in the conscious mind, we have nurture, Empress. You are very well aware of your value, your worth, your divine feminine energy. Yeah, baby, you know you can create and make it happen. You know that you are the portal, you are the vessel, the interdimensional vessel. Isn't that what the womb is? Absolutely, yes. The womb is the interdimensional portal. All creatures come through the womb on this planet, okay? Consciously, You're thinking about growth. You're thinking about creativity, creation. You're thinking about bringing new things, to life. Okay. I'm hearing like a GE commercial would bring good things to life, something like that. I'm hearing the jingle. Okay, so here you are. You're consciously focusing on bringing good things to life, is what I'm hearing. In the subconscious, we have the 5 of Wands, challenging times in reverse. Hold on, no. Yeah, this is Wand suit. So challenging times in reverse in the subconscious. It looks like the subconscious programming is that it's always a struggle. I'm hearing always a struggle. It's so difficult. I feel like I can't do this. Like the challenges, like there are challenges greater than you is part of the subconscious programming that's going on here. So, interesting. I heard, so let's find out what can be done about the subconscious programming as we move through your tarot session tonight. As our main deck, I chose an oracle deck tonight, which is a little bit different. Our main deck tonight, we're going to work with the Sacred Traveler Oracle, and then we'll clarify it with my handmade tarot cards, the clarifying deck. And I have additional oracles and more tarot decks and just a whole bunch of stuff ripe and ready to go here, all pre-shuffled. Wasn't even sure what we'd be using tonight, but they're ready as they get called for service. All right, so from the Sacred Traveler Oracle, we're going to start with what's the goal here? You got a goal in mind. What is that? Valiant courage, take action with passion. Interesting. Your goal is to take action with passion. Are you looking for more courage at this time? You're seeking to create change. Okay. And I'm looking on my table as I'm looking this. I'm going to call him a knight because he looks like a knight on his horse with his lance. On my table, he's actually facing my left, which to me is an indicator of the past. So what I see is your goal is to get through things with a lot more precision and ease than you have in the past. I hear you looking at things that you've been through in the past. Okay, so for some of you, because we have the Empress energy in your conscious mind, this could deal with you as a mother or a situation involving motherhood or your mother. Okay. But more than that, I definitely pick up on the creative pursuit. So some sort of creative pursuit here. You're looking to meet it with new courage, new levels of courage, new awareness of how you can successfully meet challenges. Yeah, you want to move through these challenges in I hear more like a warm butter or warm knife through cold butter, a warm knife through cold butter. It just kind of melts and slides right through. That's what I see. Okay. I heard enough of the molasses on a cold winter day. So what they're showing me is, in the past, what I see is that in the past is whatever this challenge is that you're like, I know I could do this better. I know I can do this better. Whatever this challenge is that you can meet it in a better way. In the past, it's really held you up. It's really gotten you stuck. It's really made you, there was motion, but it was really slow motion. It was not very, very quick. Okay. I also see this has something to do with the 16 Candles song, because there is something here about you at a level of maturity, creating a lovely light. Okay. So let's see why we have the Valiant Courage card here. We'll begin with my tarot clarifying deck. Take action with passion, Valiant Courage. This is the target. Show me more. Clarify why we have this here, please and thank you. And our first clarifier is the 8 of Pentacles. There's that cycle. Okay. The 3 of Cups, about union. Okay. And we have the Two of Swords and decisions. Okay, and the Ten of Wands to bring it in. Interesting. So it's like you're making conscious awareness that, look, I need to learn how to move on from situations and experiences in a more beneficial fashion. I hear in a more beneficial fashion, in a smoother way, because you're starting to understand that some of these fights and battles are not yours. You are. And your subconscious programming is to stay there and hold them and stay there and hold them and stand your position and never give up and never let go. But you're coming into a greater awareness, like life comes and goes in cycles. I want to appreciate the good as it comes in with courage. I want to appreciate the beautiful moments as they're there with the courage to get all the way in and go for it. This is like having the heart and the boldness to just freaking fall in love again, knowing that at the end of the love, you're going to have some sort of sadness. One way or another, it's going to break your heart, whether they leave because they pass in transition, whether they leave because you don't want to be there no more, or they leave because they don't want to be there no more, or any other freaking reason. Fill in the blank. Doesn't matter how it comes to an end. At some point, it all comes to an end. But you're realizing that you can't go through it and have the beautiful parts of filled with love in the middle if you're afraid of the ending. So I see you looking for courage to go boldly into these life experiences, although you know that at some point it shifts, and we're not talking, we are talking about an ending, but what we haven't said yet is that although these things might come to an ending in the physical connection, there is still always a spiritual connection, and that is the realization that you've had with the Just Breathe card, where we see this woman and she's touching spirit. So now they're showing me you've had a revelation come through that even if they're not in your physical experience any longer, there's always this soul connection between you and anyone you've ever loved. And that's okay. That's how it is. This is giving you a new determination to continue to love. Because as you evolve, what I'm hearing is as you evolve and the soul evolution, consciousness evolution, conscious awakening that you do, the different soul connections that you have are triggered to do this too, whether they're in your presence or not. It will not matter. Those soul ties and soul connections remain intact. Okay, so you're looking to have valiant courage to choose to say yes, knowing that at the end of the day, even if you, at the end, see, listen, sometimes parents, wow, we really got to talk about this. Yes, say it. Okay. So sometimes, rarely, parents bury their children, more often than we like. In most cases, children bury parents. Either way, at the end of the day, somebody's going to go. Yeah, I know we're being really blunt with that, but it's true. And we know that. But you would never have the pleasure of being the parent if you were so afraid of them having to lose you or vice versa. Okay. Likewise, fear of how this is going to end will sure put some concrete boots on your feet and not let you jump in and enjoy the love between here and there. So again, clarifying the goal here with valiant courage and take action with passion. You know that life comes in cycles. It comes in cycles of union and separation, being apart and then being a part. So it's like interesting the way they're showing. Okay, from the field series, it says, I have never felt as safe as I do when I am with you, security. So you're looking for some courage to go into the situation and you consciously, you want, with this nurture card in the conscious position, you want love. You want to love. You want a focal point for your love. You want to offer love and nurturing. You want to receive that as well. That's part of the goal. Okay. All right. Let's get one more tarot card here, because this deck is screaming to be used, from my round handmade tarot deck. And I'm telling you, it was screaming to be used. Okay, in the goal, we have the Three of Wands energy. Letting it come in, letting it come in, letting it arrive, allowing yourself to receive. Okay, your ship's coming in energy with that Three of Wands. So, your ships are coming in, okay, and the goal here is to be brave. I mean, it takes a level of courage to involve yourself in a new experience. And here, this is about your goal is developing more of that. Okay, so let's move to our next position, which is the action, you shooting your shot. How do you shoot your shot in this? All right, let's see. What do we have? The action. What action? How do you shoot your shot in this? It says, embracing enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness. Okay. So how do you shoot your shot in this? Embrace this exciting opportunity. You've got, and then it's reminding me of a talk that I heard. Who was it? Bruce Lipton, I think. One of the things that is most missing with humanity in regards to these awesome goals that we have is the momentum. The embracing of enthusiasm is embracing the momentum, riding the momentous wave when it's here. And then I see the surfer. The surfer gets nowhere if it doesn't ride the waves, but thrown their butt back on shore. Okay, and interesting, because the waves take them back to shore at the end anyway. So how does that relate? Well, you got to understand that it comes in waves, and it comes in, and it always takes you back to shore. It takes you back to where you need to be, but you've got to be willing to go out there to have the adventure, you see. Okay, so this is definitely about embracing an adventure. It looks like a new adventure in love, or new adventure in friendship, and some new opportunity that's here that is life-changing. Okay, now because the scribe is here as the main energy, this adventure is about developing higher levels of consciousness, awareness, and then in turn, creating some sort of record of, thank you. You don't have to create the record. I heard we are the record keepers. They're talking about the crystalline grid. Immediately I get the crystalline grid, and the Akashic record. Okay. So I'm hearing, just live your best life and let us worry about recording things, because we are paying close attention to see if you are enjoying and living your best life at this time. So what's going to get you there? Embracing the enthusiasm that you have. If we remember that our feelings are not just there so you can feel up or down. They're actually a guidance system. The emotional guidance system, just like a GPS. If it feels like bliss, do more of this. If it feels like crap, that's because it's shit. Flush it. You don't need that. If you can't literally remove it from yourself, now you got to work at transmuting your own energies inside. Okay. We've also learned that it's not their fault. Because when we point that finger of blame up there and I say, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, you did this to me. There's 3 creative fingers pointing back at me. It's not your fault. You have no control over how I feel internally. But how I feel internally is guiding me. It is a guidance tool. The emotional system is a guidance tool. So to get where you want to be, to meet your goal, embrace your enthusiasm, ride that momentum. Which way does the bliss go? That bliss is going to take you to someplace uncomfortable. to meet a new goal. Yeah, because none of your dreams live inside your comfort zone. If they did, they would be accomplishments. But they're dreams, they're goals. You haven't done this before, right? So clarifying the embracing enthusiasm card, we have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Chariot, angel number 77 on the table. We also have the 5 of Pentacles and the Hangman. So, what do I see here with the embracing enthusiasm? There's a need for a new perspective. Somebody's been, immediately you get this bright idea and then you think to yourself why it can't happen, why you're not enough, why there's lack here that doesn't allow for success in this experience with the 5 of Pentacles. I don't have enough money to do that. I don't have enough followers to make that happen. I don't have enough attention, fame. I don't have enough skills. Who am I to kid myself? That can't happen. No, you're overcoming all of that, letting go of all these lack and limitation ideas. You're having a new perspective. This is about you taking a new perspective, not falling to the immediately why things can't work, but beginning to ask the question instead, why can this work? How can this work? Switching up your vibe here to be more in alignment with how it could work. See, I was listening to a talk from, it's not him. What's his name? Are you going to give me this man's name? No. Why not? Because it doesn't matter who it was. He was channeling from us. Okay. So Spirit was channeling through another speaker that you have this great idea and you have all these different things happen throughout your life, throughout your day, throughout your moments. And you have all these experiences that you can draw from. And if there is one bad, the human programming tendency is to look to the bad thing that happened. When in reality, there's like 50 million other things good that happened in that same day. But they didn't notice them. Like, oh man, I woke up today and I was breathing. Oh crap, the blood was still flowing through my veins. Wow, I woke up safely in my bed. The earth is still here. Everybody's still here. I walk around free. I can walk. My hands work. My eyes work. Oh my goodness. All of these things are constantly happening for you. But instead of focusing on any of these things, sometimes so many of us choose to focus on that one thing. That one thing. I stubbed my toe this morning. My toe hurts. So all day long, you go around, you don't tell them, man, I woke up feeling like so happy that I could breathe. So happy that I was safe and secure in my home. So grateful for the meal on my plate. No, why say all that? I woke up and I stubbed my toe and that shit hurts. And if you greet everybody all day long, all you're doing is bringing in challenging times. And it's like from this moment, you're creating the next. That's the subconscious programming. You got this beautiful opportunity here. All you got to do is embrace the momentum, embrace the opportunity, let it flow, embrace the enthusiasm. Look at the positive aspects instead of the negative aspects. But there's a programming that's been going on. Let's get some more about the action here. They're asking us to embrace enthusiasm. This is what's going to get us to the goal. I don't know how to ask for help without looking weak. I need help. Will you help me? Needy and humble. Okay. What's going to help get us there? So maybe you need some help in noticing how things are working out for you. You need some help in having another perspective. Oh, and that's it. There it is right there. If you're going to talk to your friends about what's going on, they're saying, can you at least ask your friends to help you find the positive aspects of this? Because we know that no matter how much we tell you to consult with your spirit, You are social creatures, and you tend to consult with one another anyways. Although we've let you know in so many different ways that in many cases it's most beneficial for you to stop consulting with the others in your physical experience and just consult with spirit, consult with your higher self, consult with your spirit team. But that seems to present some challenges, and you don't always listen to that advice. So if you're going to ask for a new understanding of the perspective. Ask for the understanding of the other facets of the diamond of the experience that you're having. Ask to understand, how is this working out for me? Instead of decide and put a period on, this is a problem, this isn't working, it cannot happen, I don't know how, I'm not going to do that because I'm scared, or because it's not going to work, or because it's going to end up hurting me in the end. Okay, so, but what is there to have here? It's interesting because you were so courageous when you came to Earth. See, you came to Earth, before you got here, you knew that eventually you're going to have to die. But you came anyways. You came valiantly and boldly into what you knew would end eventually. Likewise, you're looking for that courage, how to go into this experience. It's calling on your soul. Some of you are going to speak to your spirit team to find out what help you need, which is a new perspective right here. Somebody, you're looking for a new perspective. How is this serving me? I see a person here who knows their worth and their value, and they're trying to understand, why is it though, if I know my worth and my value like I do, and I've created so much before, because you're in Empress energy, which tells me you've created abundance and prosperity. Okay. And if that's true, then why is it that I'm having this experience now of lack and limitation? So somebody here, all of a sudden, although you are used to having all of your needs met, there's some sort of lack of abundance that has happened, and you're really trying to understand it to gain insight from this experience. The hangman is always that the pause, the hold up, the different perspective is going to create greater awareness, new revelation, information, enlightenment. Yes. And you're looking to understand this lack and limitation mentality. Okay, so but the thing is, you're focused on transformation. The vessel that's going to get you there. This lady, she's looking all at these butterflies. You're focused on transformation here. Now, what I know is you are going to figure this out. You are figuring this out because we have the Chariot here with the Seven of Pentacles. So what you're figuring out is, to successfully overcome these challenges, you're going to have to put your nose to the grindstone and mind your own business. I heard you're going to have to put your nose to the grindstone and mind your own business. You're going to have to realize where you've been focusing energy that is unbeneficial points of focus for you. What does that mean? That means you've been minding somebody else's business more than you're minding your own. That's draining you. That's not serving you well. It means you've been focusing on the wrong thing, on something from the past that didn't last, on something that's not working. You've been calling it out like it's not working. Okay. Instead of being willing to stop and say, hey, how is this actually serving me? How is this working for me? If you look at it as one large interconnected organism, this thing called life and everything on planet Earth, as it truly is, if you understood that, then you would understand that everything comes into play in a perfect and divine way. Okay. Let's get that tarot card clarifier for this embracing enthusiasm position. One card here. Okay. So yeah, you're in positive expectation. You know you're going to meet your goal somehow. Your goal has to do with a burst of confidence, of courage, of being bold, to go into experiences regardless of the outcome. For the journey, you want to be here for the journey, right? And embracing your enthusiasm, it's what's going to help you here. Okay. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is telling me that this is about your self-development. When the Queen of Pentacles comes out so much, I get self-development. This is about developing your wealth. This is about developing yourself. I'm going to say it again because they're coming through just very repetitive. Self-development, self-development, self-development. Not looking for somebody else to develop you, not looking for something externally to come in and all of a sudden make it right or make you better. Just like they can't control how you feel. Like if anybody's going to do something for you, you know you have to be an active participant in that. And then I hear, and you're well aware that you can't help somebody who won't help themselves. So you're like, how can I help myself more in this? Okay. So somebody here, you could even be having a conversation with some, maybe you got 3 awesome friends or 4 awesome friends or 1 awesome friend, or maybe these are your spirit guides. Again, that's gone through this transformation, made something happen. Thank you. They're saying, can you, instead of looking at who is in the same position you're in or who is exactly where you're at, who are you listening to? Who is teaching you? You want to be taught by ones who have been through this transformation. So you want to be wealthy, study the wealthy. You want to be healthy, study the healthy. Follow that pattern there. Who's done it? Study their example. Okay. The more you focus on what you are looking to create, you're nurturing it. And from that place, and you're consciously choosing that at this time. It's a conscious choice. This lady is holding something up in her hand, and it is a bright light. And she's looking at it admiringly, with love and nurturing. You are consciously choosing to grow something here, but you at the same time, so you've been developing this object of your affection, but at the same time you want more courage as you move through this, because it's what would be the opposite feeling of courage? Would it be, I hear, a despair? Yeah, I hear, would it be melancholy? Why am I getting the word melancholy? Okay. Yeah, for someone it would be. Okay. So let's just keep moving through our spread. What's the skill? What's the tool here at play for you? There's a skill, there's a tool at play for you. That you've been developing, that you've been working with. It's going to help you, or that's part of this goal that you're nurturing. You've got your eyes set on something and you're really focused on growing that. What's the school? The skill. What's the school was the word that came out of my mouth. Everything that happens for a reason, including the words out of my mouth that are quote unquote misspoken, because there's no misspeaking. Okay. It just snuck itself in. So journey by moonlight, believe in magic. That's what your skill is that you're developing here as well. Journey by moonlight. Immediately I saw, so school, the word school came out. Education. Didn't we talk about higher levels of education? This is about you developing your spiritual insight, intuitive ability to navigate this life. So what you're looking for, it seems like your goal is to have more courage in following your intuition, because you know that that's the magical path. You know that that's a path that's going to cut out so much of the, I heard so much of the BS, unnecessary BS, remove. If you could just follow your intuition. But when your intuition comes up, I hear it, you get a little bit frozen. Frozen in time. I heard frozen in time. I hear you followed your intuition in the past right into some big problems. So there's a problem there. So they're saying what's lacking or what's missing from that is the understanding that, yeah, you might have followed your intuition right into some challenges, but the overcoming of those challenges was necessary for the development of you into your next phase, into the bearer of the skills, talents, and abilities that are required for you to move forward on this journey of life, to accomplish those things that are of high value to you, those life purpose, those goals, those dreams. So you followed your intuition right into some challenges in the past. You want to be able to do this more, and you feel like you followed it and went the wrong way because you met challenges there. You feel like you followed your intuition and went the wrong way because there were challenges there. But they're saying, no, those were necessary levels of training and development that you had to go through. Listen, somebody who's training for the Olympics, training is grueling, honey. I don't know what your Olympics are here. But the training is grueling. Your life is not meant to just be so simple. You want the training. Strength training is a real deal. You want the training. And what you're wanting right now to have trained is your intuition to be more stronger and to believe in your power and to believe in yourself, to have more courage and confidence in yourself. Yeah, because sometimes things happen in this world that are really difficult, and things become a real challenge to navigate when we have pandemics and wars and societal shifts and structural shifts to our society and politics. You know that you're going to need your intuition to be key in successfully navigating the waters. I hear financially. Interesting. So somebody here, whatever you do for your mode of income, your method of bringing in income, I'm picking up on somebody who works with finances. So you're like either a banker or a stockbroker or a day trader or something like this. Okay. But you operate from a place of intuition very strongly. Your intuition comes into play very strongly in what you do. Even for you who's a mother, somebody here, you're a mother. You got these children to raise. Yeah, well, that mother's intuition be on point. But sometimes you don't always listen. And part of what's coming out in today's reading is there is this desire to develop the skill to more successfully listen to your intuition. Because what's happened is you end up in hindsight saying, my intuition was telling me this, but I didn't listen, or I didn't understand what it was saying, or I didn't follow through, or I didn't because I didn't know, or I was afraid, or I didn't trust it. And I hear that this has happened so much. So right now, that's why you're like, your goal is to more courageously trust your intuition in this. I saw the signs, I heard. So to see the signs and follow the signs and not hit yourself in the eye. I literally just hit myself in the eye, you guys. Did you see that? Okay. I'm fine though. Yeah. Not cause those temporary upsets that they hurt. But it's so minor. But still, we didn't have to do that. Have we ever done that before? I can't think of a time we've ever done that before. That was freaking weird, and it was caught on camera. Oh my God. But there's a situation here where you've hurt yourself. I heard time and time again. Because your intuition showed you something, and you didn't have the nerve to follow through. And again, business coming up, somebody here, your intuition told you something was going to happen. You should have followed that intuition. Because if you had followed your intuition, honey, you'd be sitting up on, your name will be up there with the elites because the fortune you would have amassed by now if you would have listened every time your intuition showed you the money path. They say every time your intuition showed you the money path, which tells me your intuition has shown you the money path many times. You didn't have the nerve and the gall to follow it. And in hindsight, you're like, dang, I should have listened to my intuition. That was my money path. So this is why you're asking now. Your goal is to develop more courage, to go boldly in, to take that risk when your intuition speaks. All right, clarifying the journey by moonlight, we have the 8 of Cups coming out with the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles coming out with The Star, I love. Okay. I get really excited every time the Star comes out because the Star is all about no matter what happens here, you're blessed, safe, and protected. Okay. And we're talking about your skills and your tools. This is about your faith. This is about your destiny, okay? In regards to following your intuition. Some of you are going to follow your intuition right into big stardom, fame, fortune. The Queen of Pentacles is there. This is about you being self-developed, self-development. And yeah, follow your inner voice and your intuition towards new horizons. This is about developing something that is on your destined path. For some of you, we are talking about the writing of a book, a play, a course study. You're going to create a journal, something like this. It is fated. It is destiny. It is your destiny to do so. In other words, it's fated that you should receive this opportunity. You were born. It was going to happen no matter what. But it's destiny, meaning it's going to take your courage and your faith to step up and do it. It was fated that the opportunity would come your way. But where fate meets destiny, this is where we want to play. So there's something here about you're going to need your courage to accept this opportunity. For somebody here, you're going to get an opportunity to sing in front of a crowd. I heard. For somebody here, you're going to get an opportunity to stand up in front of a crowd and tell your experience. I heard, and you're going to move them. You're going to move them like the waves of the ocean move. Okay. Some of you, you've been developing the skill of listening to your intuition and moving out of the running away from being in the spotlight. Oh, are you somebody who ran away from being in the spotlight? I hear. Okay. Let's see what else. Clarifying this journey by moonlight. What do we have for you? Let's see. What do we have for you? From the Guiding Light series, it says, the path you have chosen is taking you in a roundabout way to the destination you have chosen. So there's a roundabout way to the chosen destination. You didn't realize you were going to have to do it this way. But this is where you got to go. You got to go this way first. Okay. Again, life is going to develop within you the qualities that you need to be ready. There's an initiation. 16 candles. There's an initiation process here. Life is going to take you down the path to develop the qualities you need to be ready when fate meets destiny in your life. All right? Clarifying again, the journey by moonlight. The Hermit. And when I flipped it over, I laid it here in reverse, and they're saying, keep it in reverse. This is about you coming out of the shadows and coming into the light. No more room for shyness. I'm shy. I don't want to do it. I'm so shy. I'm so timid, though. Oh, honey. Apparently, Spirit's like, break that. Cut that. There's no room for shy and timid in your life path. In this place where fate meets destiny, timid got checked at the door. Shy got thrown out. Shy ain't allowed. Okay. Let's see, what's the drawback? There's some resistance here, but without this resistance, you wouldn't launch forward as far as you're going to. The Loyalty Tribe. Oh, thank you for your $20 donation. If you have a question, baby, put it in. We'll get to it when we're done. All right. If not, just let me know. Love donation. All right. So what's the resistance? What's the drawback here? There's some resistance. There's a drawback, but this drawback is meant to send you further. Okay. What it is, view from above. Get the big picture, okay? So it's interesting because what I'm seeing is that same timid shyness, don't want to come out of the shadows, don't want to live in the light type of thing is the same thing you're afraid of. For somebody here, you're afraid of being elevated above the rest. You're afraid of having more wealth, of more prominence, of more fame. But that is also something that's going to catapult you further because of the big picture. Yeah, because even though you're nervous, you're shy, you're timid, being seen in this way, has a positive effect for all the observers, for the others who are at play, for the observers of your experience, for the listeners, for the ears that hear what you're talking about. So that is something about the resistance is there. The rub is there. I don't want to be in front of all the people, but how am I going to help all the people from my experience, from what I've learned, or share my skill, or do my dance, or do my performance, or sing my song, or write this book, or whatever, if I don't want to be seen, if I don't want to be known? It kind of comes hand in hand. I have to do it anyways. Feel the resistance and push. I heard feel the resistance and push. All right, let's see. Clarifying the view from above, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Single, independent lady, hey. All right, what else? The Devil. Okay. And there's that fears and the ego. Okay. With the Knight of Swords, cutting through negativity, and the Death card is a whole transformation. Okay. So, what I get, this is really interesting. For someone, part of the fear is more money, more problems. Literally is what I'm getting. For somebody, part of your big subconscious fear that's going on here is more money, more problems. Somebody's afraid to be wealthy because you have this programming that says more money, more problems, that says you're not going to be able to get along with your friends, your family, etc. The people in your life are going to look at you differently. You're not thinking about it consciously. Some of you are afraid. Interesting. Some of you are afraid of being in the light. Again, afraid of being in the light, afraid of having the light focused on you. But see, with where your destiny is taking to you too, whether they're focused on you because of your financial status, because of the fact that you are on camera, you are in front of the crowd, everybody knows your name everywhere you go. There's something here about some resistance from being set apart. You're like, I don't want to be so far set apart from the rest. But at the same time, you're like, this is necessary though. This is necessary. Okay, this is necessary for me to accomplish this goal. And there's more value. There's the accomplishment of creating this awareness of delivering my service, my good, my creation to humanity, to life, to this company, to my family, to whatever, fill in the blank. What is it for you? Is more important than my fears of being by myself. Because you understand, if you come out with this information, you're going to look really different than the rest of the world. If you come out and take this step and do this thing, you're going to be setting yourself apart in some sort of way. You are going to be, we talked about you're going to be one of the elites, right? Do you think that the elites are just walking around at the mall, going to Applebee's or Red Lobster? No, not really. They're set aside. So for someone here, that's what I see. There's afraid of being set aside, but you were born for this, to be set aside for this special purpose. Okay. Yeah. And that's the understanding that's going to help you overcome this. There's some fear, though. I'm not going to lie. There's some fear that you're going to be by yourself with all your money and ain't nobody going to be there to give you no honey. Okay, we're going to leave that there. And here it is. This is the resistance. I told you, this is so freaking confirming. Let me read this card to you. It says, I am influential. The potency of my deliberately and intentionally guided energy always evokes a reaction of some sort in order to climb the vibrational ladder to alignment, one rung at a time, on all time, space, and dimension. Okay. You are influential. To be influential means you're being observed. Somebody here, you just don't want to be observed. You don't want to be watched. You don't want to have to watch your back to go to the mall. You want to be able to go to the local zoo without a whole bunch of people crowding up on you. But see, if you let your fear of that stop you, then all that powerful energy that you accomplish by delivering your gift, your skill, your talent, your ability, your wisdom to the table is also missed. Okay. Why is the view from above here? Because of the world. I'm telling you, because of the world, because the world's going to be watching you. If you tell, I pick up on somebody's energy here, and it's like you're ready to write this book. You know that the book that you're writing, I heard you already writing it. It's time to go to publishing. You know it will have a positive effect on the world. But you also know, for somebody, this is about, you know that when your family find out about you wrote this book, or when the neighborhood find out about that you wrote this book, they might have some strong opinions about whether or not they think you should have, because you're telling the truth. I heard you're telling the truth. And some of these folks don't want the truth to come out. You're a whistleblower of sorts. You come out here, you speak truth, you put truth out there. You're a whistleblower of sorts. Somebody don't want to have everybody look at you so differently. But this is part of your purpose. You cannot ignore it. You cannot walk away from it. And it's not going to leave your spirit alone. So let's look at our next position that we have coming out here. We're going to talk about the flight, which is like the journey, something along the journey. This is you making progress. Let's see, what do we have? What's the flight? What's the progress? What's the journey? Great adventure. They're saying if you would just look at it as a great adventure, take a risk. Didn't we say you wanted to be able to take a risk with more courage? This involves you taking a risk. You know, worrying about the responses of the world around you and your family and how everybody gonna see you and all that stuff when you come out. I'm coming out. For somebody, this is all about your gay self. The next level of your book is your gay story. For somebody, this is about you coming out as a psychic, honey. For somebody, this is about you coming out in some type of way that is not traditional in your environment, in your family. Okay, it can be that simple, or this could be huge, where you're like, you're going to whistleblow about some shit that's been going on in the dark. It's a big corporation. And that information is coming out somehow. Okay. In the flight, this is a great adventure. Take the risk, venture forward. You know, this is all about you being willing to dive in and go for it. Although, at the end, there's a let go. In this adventure, there is a release. But there's also an increase. Okay, so let's clarify this great adventure. In the flight, it's going to be a great adventure. There's going to be some amazing things happen along the way. Okay. Remember what we started talking about. There's 50 million good things you can focus on throughout your day. You just haven't trained your mind to look at those positive points of focus. Instead, you look at the one bad thing. So let's talk about this book some more. Let's talk about this book some more. I heard you get one person about your subject you're writing about don't understand. They present some sort of worry. They present some sort of negative opinion, negative perspective. And rather than focus on the 10 other people that was like, oh, that's a great idea. I think that's awesome. You're going to focus on this one person. Honey, if you win over 9 out of 10, that's a good day. I'm just saying. As an entrepreneur, let me tell you, if you win 9 out of 10, that's a great day. All right. The great adventure clarified by the Tower. I told you somebody who you coming through with like a whistleblower energy, something that affects your society or your family, or the circle, or it's big. It's this is about big change. A tower. Okay. The Two of Pentacles. This is about creating change. This is, listen, and your journey is going to require much change. I hear it's your journey is going to elicit much change in you. Okay. What else do we have? The Six of Wands, victory, honey. You will overcome this. You go into victory mode. Winner, recognition. You're going to be seen with the Six of Wands. You are seen. You are seen as elevated. You are seen as riding a horse while everyone else is walking. A position of honor. I hear you asking yourself, do I really merit this position of honor, though? Somebody here, this is all about, you're about to be rewarded for something and accept a position of honor. I said, you going to accept the position of honor. That's what came through. But there's some resistance in you about having this position of honor. Do you wonder if you can meet the responsibility? If you can successfully carry this out? You know, this is somebody who's being put in a position of honor, and with great gifts and talents comes great responsibility. Responsibility in how you utilize those talents. Okay. Final clarifier is the Page of Wands, and there's the new adventure. Okay. Yeah, so you going on a new adventure. It's going to put you in a position of prominence in some sort of way. It's going to give you some sort of recognition. It creates change. It creates much needed change that breaks down false systems, false beliefs, and illusions. Breaking down illusions and falsehoods in order to create stability, a stable foundation. This is going to take your courage. This is going to take you on a new adventure. Let's get some more clarifiers on this from the Handmade Oracle. Why is a great adventure here as the flight? The flight is one of a great adventure. Clarifying that. Due diligence. Reasonable steps taken by a person in order to satisfy a legal requirement, especially in buying or selling something. Also, time and motion study, going over, spot check, and examination. The one that's resonating the most with me is, listen, you've done the due diligence, you've studied, you made sure that everything is upright. However, the part that's triggering right here is the examination again. You feel like your whole life is going to come under examination. This is just taking me back to the early days of me doing this, presenting my gift, my talent, my skill of channeling, of being in tune with spirit to the public here on this YouTube platform, where Spirit said to me one day as I was driving past the front of my nail salon, the location I was in for 11 years before this new location I'm in now. This must have happened about 8 years ago, they're saying, where Spirit said, are you ready for everywhere you go, everyone you meet, well, you know your name and your whole life story? And I was like, I ain't got nothing to hide. Well, if you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you've seen where that has been triggered, because I'm like, really? Do I really have to talk about all these details about my personal life? And then they remind me, well, you said you didn't have nothing to hide. And I'm like, you're right, I don't. Okay, let's do it. So I put my personal business out here. Now we have angel number 77 I'm looking at on the screen. And the thing of it is, in some type of way, you feel like your life is going to come under scrutiny. You know that 9 out of 10, you might win them over, but you focus on that 10th one that ain't going to like what you got to say. Oh, well, so maybe somebody ain't going to like what you have to say. Maybe somebody ain't going to like your personality. Maybe somebody ain't going to like looking at you. Okay, that's not your problem. This is a soul calling on you. You feel like you must do this. This is on your path. This is where fate meets destiny. It's going to take your courage. It's going to take your bravery. It's going to take you stepping into your power like never before. I heard like never before. Let's get another clarifying tarot on this great adventure. Show me this great adventure, please, and thank you. What do you need to know about this great adventure? Is the Four of Swords. Interesting. You've seen this in your meditations. I heard you've seen this in your meditation. You've seen this And they're saying, you'll be surprised when these light is shined on you at the state of calm that you will have come over you. I heard because you're forgetting that we are with you, and when you feel the most resistance because of being in the limelight, we are going to, interesting, what they're showing me is, so again, if you've been with me for some time, you know I've had some major life challenges since my childhood. I've been very open about that. And whatever happens when the biggest challenges present themselves, I've noticed this pattern in me, that it seems to be like an emotional detachment that happens, and it goes into almost like watching a movie feeling. Like, I'm not really here, I'm just watching a movie. Okay. And it allows me, I realized that that was a protection, because it allows me to do what I need to do from a place of being not so focused on emotions of nervousness, of fear, of trepidation, because I was going through something that was going to take me where I had never been before. See, that's the thing that gets us caught up with this devil card energy. Nervousness, because you're pushing through into a new energy, radiates in the same place as fear, which triggers fight or flight mentality. You are not to run from this. You are to run through this. You are to run through this. It's not fear of being hurt. It's not fear of safeguarding you from something that's actually presenting peril to you. It's nervousness, because this is a new energy. Okay. In this great adventure, it will be important for you to take time to meditate. I heard, use the skill of creative visualization, like all your Olympic athletes and your major sports athletes do. So many different arenas, but the athletes are the ones that are coming through, where they are trained to visualize themselves getting the gold, winning the game. And there's been so many accounts and recollections of people who have great success doing this. Jim Carrey comes to mind. He used to sit up at Mulholland Drive in his car when he was living in it and stare at this mansion and visualize himself living that life. Close your eyes and visualize perfect health, abundant wealth, happy family, successfully accomplishing your dreams. What does that look like and feel like? Get into the feeling space of it's already done. Do this as you move forward in this great adventure, because this is a calling on your soul. It's going to take courage. And what will happen is you get to that point where you're triggered and all your worries and your fears come up, because you're going to do something very different that you've never done before to accomplish something that has been on your soul. You're going to move through it with a confidence because you pre-paved the way energetically for it. Okay. So let's take a deeper look at you in this experience now. Let's look at you in this experience. Show me you, including, this is more about your personal feelings, but let's see you in this. Voyage of the heart. I'm telling you, this is a calling of your soul. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. The whole reason why you want to do this. Now, Simon Sinek is coming through my mind. Wait, start with the why. Why do you want to do this? Why does it matter to you? It is because this is a calling on your heart, and this is an act of love. This is how you can love your life, love yourself, and love your humanity. Okay. The King of Pentacles in you. You have all the tools and the resources you need to successfully accomplish this goal. You have all the support. You're fully supported in this physical realm to accomplish this goal. The Three of Pentacles. The co-creative elements are here for you. It's not just about you. It's about the others involved in this experience too. They are here. They are present. They are ready to go. Okay. What else about you? Temperance. This is about being balanced within yourself. Doing the spiritual alchemy that leads to success, which is that visualization technique that we just spoke of. Okay. What else? The 10 of Pentacles, wholeness, successful completion, having it all, honey, having it all. This is a voyage of a heart that is actually going to bring long-term legacy type success. This is going to stand, what you're creating will stand for generations. Once that book is published, it will always be a matter of record. Once that study, that report, that essay is published, once I put it on YouTube, it's there forever. As long as YouTube is here available for you to look, these videos will always be here. Once it's done, it's done. It's already done. And it's complete. And you know that, and this is legacy energy. This will last and stand the test of time. Okay, let's see what else about your position, the voyage of the heart. Why is the voyage of the heart here in your position? Show me you. Show me your energy in this. Your energy in this. Recreating reality comes out. I love that. It's awesome. Like I said, what you're doing here is about creating a long-term, long-lasting shift, a change that's tangible in this physical reality that is for more than just you. So the steps here I wrote down from reading the book Communion with God. It's on page 172, the second paragraph. In recreating reality, remind yourself first that nothing in my world is real. The only thing that's real is love and spirit, because it's the same thing. Step 2, the meaning of everything is the meaning I give it. It matters to you. You put that meaning on it. That's why it has that meaning. Step 3, I am who I say I am, and my experience is what I say it is. You are the dictator of this. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am respected. I am appreciated. I am valued. I am able. I am courageous. I am valiant. I am accomplished. Important affirmations that will help you in this process. This is important to you because you decided it was. Okay. Nothing has meaning until you give it the meaning. You are the creator of your reality. Okay. The sun. Here we go. Shine your light, baby. This is about you shining your light. Shining in your power. Coming out, being bold and seen, regardless. Again, the sun doesn't ask permission to shine. It's going to shine no matter how gloomy somebody's clouds are. In other words, no matter how much others don't like or how others respond to this, whether they respond by getting out in the light and enjoying the shine of the light, or whether they hide in their house or in their dungeon or underneath their cloud. This is about shining regardless of the response. Get out there and do it anyway. Feel the discomfort and get out there and do it anyways. All right. And then now let's see the audience. Let's see the audience. What's the audience? The audience response. Let's look at the audience. Fogged in. Go slow and take time. So interesting. There's why it's uncomfortable, because where here you are, you're shining your heart. What you're creating, it takes time for the people to respond to it. It takes time for them to see. Again, some of the audience cannot understand. Again, the vision you've been given is not everybody else's vision. It was given to you. This is your life purpose. This is your soul mission. You decided it was important. It's important for you. Everybody is not going to see that, especially not initially. There's a whole lot. Maybe you're only winning 1 out of 10 instead of 9 out of 10. Either way, there will come along. It's just going to take them some time. Some of them are so confused. So what you're presenting is so cutting edge that it takes time for it to be accepted. I heard, because we talked about the Wright brothers, somewhere the Wright brothers came through. When we talked about this Scribe card. Thank you. We read from the Akashic Tarot. When the Wright brothers first, and mind you, what other thing I want you to know is the Wright brothers were not the only ones. They were actually not the first. There was somebody else somewhere else, but it wasn't documented like the Wright brothers was documented, who also developed flight right about the same time, but right before them. I remember reading about that historical fact. Okay. But they did it in prominence. They did it boldly in view of so many others. People thought that they were freaking crazy. People can't fly. What you talking about? People flying. People can't fly. And now everybody does it. That's like your idea. That's like your purpose. That's like your calling. You can't recreate your reality just by dealing with your emotions and following them and choosing love instead of anti-love. Yeah, actually you can. And I'm going to teach you how. It's not going to make sense to everybody at first, but eventually they'll all be catching that flight. I heard eventually they'll all be catching that flight. It's just like when I got started in the nail industry in 2007, wearing stiletto-shaped nails every day. And then I remember in particular, I was dropping my daughter off at school. No, actually my nieces. Anyways, and the crossing guard saw my nails while I was driving and said, "Oh my God, those are devil nails. Honey, everywhere I go." I mean, I used to have people tell me, "Oh, yeah, are those for Halloween?" "No, honey, it's springtime. What you talking about? I wear these every day." When I used to walk around wearing stiletto-shaped nails way back in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, about 2012, it really started to change. People looked at it with like such disdain. It was so different. And honey, today it's all over the place. All over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TV, and I told them it was going to happen. I told them it was going to happen. You know something's going to happen. They don't see it. It's your vision. I used to go in Las Vegas. There are always celebrities in Las Vegas. So I used to make it a point to go to local clubs and stuff where I could get in and go meet the celebrities. And tell them, you should really let me do the nails on your girls and your videos, because in the future, that's the leading edge. Everybody's going to be all over these nails. They didn't fucking believe me, but I was right. Ivy Queen was the first celebrity who was really known for her nails and SWV back in the day. It was always someone. But what I saw coming was a huge shift where everybody was going to be doing it. And that's where we are today. So in some sort of way, you have this vision of this creation, and you know that it's important for the future. It's important for you to embrace that enthusiasm and ride that momentum, baby. Don't get afraid and don't back down. You've got it for a reason. Okay. And ask Spirit, how can I accomplish this goal? Okay. In the observers, the audience here, clarifying fogged in the audience, please and thank you. What do we have? The Two of Wands. This is about opening up awareness of possibilities within your audience, okay? You're creating, again, you're giving new information, so different than what they've known before, okay? So this is going to, your audience, you're showing them a different way, all right? The Hierophant, because of the teacher. They're looking at you. You are a teacher here. You're teaching something new, and you're spiritually guided to do so, all right? The Two of Cups, the one, they said, don't worry about the ones that don't see it. Focus more on the ones that are drawn to it, because there are going to be ones that are going to be resistant, and then there's going to be others that are drawn. What else? The Seven of Cups, okay? Opening up options. Here you are. These people are fogged in. Your wisdom, what you're creating, shows another way to open up the energy, to open up options. Okay, the bottom of the deck here is the Page of Pentacles. You approach every activity with enthusiasm. The rewards interest you less than the work itself. You're not doing this for fame and fortune. As a matter of fact, it's the fame and fortune that makes you not want to do it, because you're like, fuck, everybody's going to be looking at me. They're all going to know my name. They're going to know my whole life story. They're going to know all the embarrassing shit, all the mistakes that I made. They're going to know about all about me if I do this. Well, you know that it's so important that those things don't matter. Oh, well, they gonna know all your dirt. And you know what? The lessons, the awareness that is created by you being willing to put yourself out there and share this new technique, this different way, that's more valuable and more profound than anything else in this. So let's see, clarifying the audience. It takes them some time. They're fogged in. It's not all going to make sense at first. It's going to have to work on them for a while. I should have, I could have, I would have, but I did not regret. So part of the audience here, again, they are going to be looking at what they could have, should have, or would have done differently as a response to you sharing what you're sharing, teaching what you're teaching, putting it out there in some sort of way. Okay, somebody here is going to have some regrets. Okay, they're going to, yeah, regrets are coming up. I heard when the truth, this is it. When the truth comes through and the whole world is looking at you, there's going to be ones who separated from you, who didn't take the advice early on, who are going to have regrets. Why? Because they didn't get in when they could have. This is like the clients that have been with me for the last 13 years. They're locked in with me. Okay. And as my schedule has become busier, I don't have time for everybody that wants me. My time has become more valuable. And so there's a waiting list. There is a waiting list. And some of those people on the waiting list could have been in a locked in position had they jumped in this earlier. So there's something here about you creating this change, and some people will be in regret because they didn't support, they didn't lock in their position when they had the opportunity to early on in this. Okay, there's something here about that. The bottom of the deck here is intuitive. It says there are too many pieces of missing information in your story. I don't feel like I have the whole truth. This is at the bottom of the deck. Again, like I said, intuitive. For someone, this is about your intuitive abilities and powers. Okay, this is about your intuitive skills. Okay, and you're writing about it in some sort of way. This is about your ability to detect something. This is what you're writing about. This is what you're teaching about. This is about utilizing the skills, talents, and abilities that you have to see through what is not readily apparent with the eyes. Let's get our final clarifier on this final position. The 10 of Wands. The audience with the 10 of Wands, they're fogged in. They're looking for a way out. What you're presenting helps provide that finality, the end of an old way. The bottom of the deck here is the 4 of Wands. This is you creating stability. There's that initiation energy into the new. The bottom of the deck from our main deck here is the passion and pleasure. Savor your life. Your book, your creation, this is about enjoying life, okay? This is a soul calling. You have learned how to touch peace. You want to write about it. You've had some crazy ass life. In the subconscious programming here is everything is a battle and everything is so hard. But you've overcome that already. This is about you sharing that wisdom of how to overcome these challenges that stop you from your own success and greatness and dreams, writing about it, teaching about it, making a record of it in some type of way. This YouTube channel is a record. It is a literal recording. It's a recording. How are you doing that? Are you making memes? Are you writing a book? Are you holding classes? There's something you're doing consciously. This is about stepping into your divine feminine energy. This is about creating and co-creating. All right. What a powerful reading here. We're going to read the postcard from Spirit, which was the first card we pulled, and then I'll be addressing Maya's question, her personal question. If you also have a personal question, now would be the time to send that donation in. All right, here we go. Dearest you, did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything exactly as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in this kind of radical acceptance. Let go of unrealistic expectations and see things as they really are, not how you'd like them to be. You'll be surprised at how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy, you act messy, and your world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. But don't try to force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what is in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Then you could decide, stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is a key to freedom and opens the door to real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free. Loving you so much, always and forever. And that is our free, channeled, timeless, general tarot message for you today. So I'm looking forward to reading your comments and seeing what you have to say about how this reading affected you this day. Let me find the tarot deck for Maida. Maida, I'm pulling the Parrot Tarot for you. Maida's personal question was, will my health improve or stay stable this year? Okay, let's find out. That is a yes or no question. So if we get an ace within the 13th card pull, that is a clear and specific yes. If we do not, that's a clear and specific no. We're willing to read about any questions you have. All right, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, the 7th card is a yes. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the change, the 2 of discs. Okay. Balance. Okay. I hear you've been creating some balance in your physical experience. You got to understand that the physical is a side effect of the spiritual. As you've been becoming more balanced spiritually, it's going to affect your physicality. They're saying, Maida, the best thing you can do for yourself is the meditation work. Take a few moments. Get that body under control. Make it sit still in silence. And when you do that, see yourself living in perfect health and stability. Yes is the 7th card, the Ace of Wands. You have the power. Yes, it is in the 7th card. 7, spiritual wholeness. Again, confirming what I'm channeling for you. Yes, you will have perfect improvements and stability in your health this year. It has to do with your spiritual state more than anything else and being in your spiritual power. Let go of disappointment. If you're feeling disappointment about something, this is a counterproductive energy which creates dysfunction and dis-ease. Let go. No regrets. There's no reason for you to have any regrets. Live life with no regrets. Kind of looking like today's reading, especially in the beginning when we talked about you get none of the benefits if you're afraid of the ending. But you don't do it for the ending. You do it for the experience. It's about the journey. Okay, the Queen of Discs, self-development. This is about your self-development. The self-development path for you right now is in letting go of regrets. You need to, there's some things you've been holding on to that upset you, that you have regrets about. It would be wise if you would do some processes around that. I would love to do personal readings for you that can help you through some of these. Identify what they are, and when you're ready, we can do some readings about that if that's your choice. If you don't want to do that with me, that's fine. Maybe you want to do this with a psychiatrist or a psychologist or your best friend or your mom, whoever. Do it. What is this stuff that you've been holding on to anger about? It's beginning to affect your health. This year, you change that. You change those emotions around that. If you need help, I can help you with that. I've done it for myself and many others here. Okay. The Six of Swords, this work of self-development over those things is going to give you greater peace because you have found the science that results in the shift that has to happen. This is about changing your DNA, which we can do together. You've been doing it already. See, we have this false idea, which is actually now an outmoded way of thinking, and we've identified it scientifically as false. That your DNA makes up everything about who you are, and that's just what you're born with, and that's what you get. In reality, your DNA shifts as you change. Okay? But we need the change to happen both consciously and subconsciously. Okay. The Prince of Cups is in reverse. Okay. There's something here about you holding on to some resentment and anger because somebody never apologized for what they did. How dare you do that to me and not apologize? Well, wherever that's true, that's affecting your health. You need to get over that. That's what you need to work on. Okay, Prince of Swords, because this is how you cut through negativity. This is the negativity you need to cut through. They did that to me. That's keeping you in a victimization mode. You owe me an apology. The Seven of Swords. This is about you finding the divine mind to cut through the confusion. Because if you still keep holding on to this idea that you owe me an apology, you did wrong to me, that's not helping you at all, honey. So this is what I have for you. Yes is your answer. And they guided me to pull the rest of the cards because they said other folks is watching this and it was going to be really helpful for them too. So thank you so much. I would really love to work with you on what this is. It's kind of got a fire in my spirit. There's something you've been holding on to. You need to do some processing around that so that you can release, transmute, and release those energies. The energy will automatically be released as you transmute. What you need is, if you look at each of these experiences that are difficult as it's a diamond, but it's in the rough. We're going to cut away and create this beautiful faceted experience. So you can see how it served you, how it benefited you. And now it will no longer be that thing that causes anger and resentment and all these ill feelings and all this ill health. Okay. So I want to thank you all. It's a great day to get a reading. So go to my website, make that happen. I'd love to make a video like this just for you. And until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. 감사합니다. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks.